Hey guys, welcome back to the Cutting Edge Garage. Today I'm going to take a quick look and demo of the TEXA Bike software. TEXA has some of the most robust and complete coverage of any aftermarket bike diagnostic tool, covering just about every single two-wheel vehicle available on the road. If it has an engine, the TEXA will talk to it. So let's jump into our bike software and take a look. Alright, first screen, we got to pick what kind of vehicle we're working on, right? So let's take a look at motorcycles. Oh, real quick, it is worth noting that the bike software don't just cover bikes. We have PWCs available, so if you guys want to work on jet skis on the side too, which a lot of bike mechanics do, all that software is available to you in the bike software, as well as snowmobiles and utility and quads. So like your razors, stuff like that, you can work on all of that stuff. So let's jump into motorcycles. Let's say we're working on a Ducati Biscotti here. Alright, so you can see the orange button on the far right. That is an automatic VIN scan that is available for Ducati. So you can just plug your either your TXT or your TXB into the vehicle. It'll automatically scan the VIN. You don't have to make any selections, and you just jump right into your diagnosis. Easy peasy. So let's say we're working on let's do a 1199 Panigale. Alright, so after we made our selection, this is the screen you'll be in. Starting from the left-hand side, top left, you can see our special functions. All your activations and code and resets are going to be here in the special function screen. So let's take a look at our activations just real quick. It wants you to hook up a battery maintainer, because that's always a good idea. The batteries on bikes are very small, so if you sit there and try to run your scan tool for 2 hours, you're going to kill the battery. Alright, so all this is going to show us in the activation screen is our fault codes, ECU info, and activations. So that's just kind of a quick shortcut if you want to run some quick activations. So let's just back out of that real quick. Coding and resets, that's just if you want to do like all your service resets are all going to be in there. Our next button on the left is the maintenance service. So all of your other service resets are going to be in this screen. The next one I want to get to real quick is the wiring diagrams. This is a really handy feature to have right in your scan tool. So all I had to do was pick my engine, and now we are in the wiring diagram screen. So if I want to know what one of these components are, I can just tap on it. That's a fuel pump. We can see an image of it. So see, that is a real color image of where that fuel pump is on this Panigale. You can see a card. That's going to give us additional information. This is where your operating principles, theory, and operation are all going to live. But on this wiring diagram, what we can do is we can tap on a wire, and it should highlight that wire for us. Alright, so we can do that, or if you double tap it, it should. See, now it shows us the current flow, which way that current's going in that wire, which can be really handy. You can do it on really just about any wire you want to. There you go. So now we can see our current flow and all of the see, this looks like a common power wire coming from a relay, so you can see all these different components share power on the same wire, and this current flow option really makes it easy to see and easy to understand. So that about covers wiring diagrams. Let's go to our next one is technical information sheets. This is where a lot of your additional information will be, like calibration procedures. So like here we have a gear learning procedure. So this is a step-by-step with color pictures how to do your gear learning procedure on this Panigale. So really easy stuff. It'll take you through step-by-step, take a lot of the guesswork out of there for you. Alright, so let's jump in. Let's go back to self-diagnosis here. First thing we see is our global scan. So that is going to ping every module on the vehicle. That's sort of like your health check. So it's going to bring up a list of all the modules it can talk to, and it's going to show you if they have trouble codes in them, and then you can expand that list to where it'll show you what all those trouble codes are right in one screen, and then you can just double tap on whatever module you want to go into and go from there. But let's jump right into petrol injection. So this will be the engine control module. Let's go to demo diagnosis. It's going to ask us to make sure we're on a battery maintainer. Will it confirm? Alright, so now that we're in the engine control module, the first screen that's always going to default you to is straight to the faults page. Because that's usually the first thing you want to see when you're a tech. You want to see what trouble codes you have and help you run down the issue. So we've got a couple different colors here. A red triangle, that just means it's an active fault. The ECM sees something wrong right now and we need to get it fixed. Yellow one is a memory fault. So something that should clear out, something that's gone wrong in the past but has since become a memory fault or an inactive fault. What we can do if we highlight these codes, it's like we can hit our freeze frame, and that shows us all our freeze frame information that was that snapshot that was taken when the code was set. Alright, in the bottom left we have our print button. If you want to print a report of all the codes that were set here, it prints about a nice report. Usually customers love that when you hand them a report with all the fault codes in it, that you can go through them on the repair process. Next button is just our technical information. This is the same stuff we were looking at earlier. You can go straight to your wiring diagrams from here. Save button if you just want to save the report to the computer and not print it out. And then the last button is the clear codes button, the one that looks like an eraser that'll clear all our codes out. Now it is worth noting that in the TEXA software it works a little bit different when you clear codes. These won't actually go away off your screen. Those triangles just turn green. It's still being cleared out of the module. It just still displays those. I know a few times I've cleared codes out before I should have. And it's really nice if you do that. You can still go back and reference what fault codes you had active. All right, that about covers faults. Let's jump into parameters. This is all our live data. Not too many data PIDs on this, about 32. But if you don't want to scroll through here and just look for the data PID you want, what you can do is you can go to hit the filters button, and then we can just search by keyword, if I can spell it correctly first. So I want to say engine and intake temperature, hit our green check mark. Now I'm only seeing those two data PIDs that I want to see. You guys see the two little red and green numbers under each data PID. That's just your minimum and maximum value. If you want to reset that, you just hit the reset min max button right next to the filters button. That'll clear them out in case you want to see new minimum and maximum values. Another really handy feature, let me clear my filter out here. So we have a favorites list. So what we can do, you can either scroll through and check by data PIDs you want to see, or you can search as well. Hit your green check mark, and now I can name this list, and this is a custom list of data PIDs that I want to see, and I can go back and reference this at any time. Anytime I'm hooked up, not to this particular vehicle, but anything with this same setup, this tab will be available to me. All I have to do is go to my favorites list, tap on the temps tab, and I have all my temperature data that I want to see listed here for me. Of course, from this screen, we can also edit, delete, print, or reset min max just like the other data screen. So let's back out of here. We're back to seeing all of our data. Of course, we have our technical documentation shortcut here. You'll see that sprinkled throughout the software, so you always have quick and easy access to that technical information. And you can also print out a report from here too to see have a physical report of all of your data PIDs. Let's hop over to the status screen. This will just show you what all your switches are doing, what all the clutch switches, brake switches. Really useful in running down. See, it makes sure all your switches are working, or at least your control units are seeing that the switches are working. Our next screen, ECU Info. This is usually your VIN number will be displayed here, your programming dates, any calibration IDs, stuff like that is all going to be in the ECU Info screen. Our next screen is activations. Now activations are tests and stuff that we can actuate on and off. Like if you want to just turn the cooling fan on, it will be here in activations. Just tests and stuff that you can turn off and on a temporary basis. So like if we have the ability to turn off injectors, stuff like that, it would always be in activations. Any kind of test will be here. See, like here we can turn our fuel pump relay on and off as well. Alright, and this differs from settings. Settings are stuff that we can change on a permanent basis. So this is where your calibrations and initializations and anything that we can change permanently will be here in settings. So we can change our VIN chassis number, we can write a new one to the vehicle, do our BAS tuning, reset the fuel mapping, reset your adaptive air fuel parameters. All that stuff will always be right here in settings. And of course, in the bottom left, we have our shortcut to all our technical documentation. Just like every other screen, quick and easy access to the information that you need. Alright guys, that about covers all the basic features and benefits of the TEXA Bike software. If you guys have any more questions, please feel free to head on over to our website, CEASUSA.com, or give us a call at 855-839-2626, We're always happy to take y'all's questions. Even if you just need help diagnosing a motorcycle, please give us a holler and we'll help you out. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.